in the world.
Hey.
What?
Oh, I'm really loud.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Nice and crispy.
So good.
What about now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show. I'm the champion of the world, and it's great to be back.
I mean, you
It's
got the
great.
belt.
Yeah, well,
That's the beauty of making your own competition.
right. You can, that's Dana White's number one mistake, is he didn't give himself a belt.
Immediately crown himself
Why not?
superweight champion.
He gave a couple of interim guys some shit I felt like was undeserving. It's a heavyweight bullshit interim belt the other day. And I was like, man, just because you wouldn't give Francis Ngannou a bunch of money, you just
I know.
made up an interim belt.
It's fucking Oprah. You get a belt. You get a belt.
All right. I don't like him as much as I used to.
Yeah, I feel like the shine sort of come off of. I feel like everything changed with the sale of the UFC. You kind of just can't help but see things differently. First of all, you kind of just get tired of seeing the guy's shtick doing his thing for years and years and years. But then secondly, I think it was one thing when it felt like they were up and comers. It's another thing when you know that he's probably a billionaire on paper.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like just because of the rest of the world, or at least this country, kind of suffering, people job wise and whatnot, and just the word out of him betting $7 million on one bet in blackjack and stuff. I'm like, man, you're pissing me off, and it's not his fault. That bit isn't anyway.
Right? Did he actually? He didn't actually lay a $1 million bet on Ben Askren, right? When he fought Jake Paul, he just said that he would be willing to express how sure he was that Ben was going to win that fight, right?
Yeah, I think he said it in an interview,
Right? Yeah.
and didn't really mean it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because he didn't give the money.
Yeah.
And he never shook hands with Jake Paul. He just said that on someone's podcast, I think.
Yeah.
That's how
I
that
was
worked.
wondering if when he said that, he might have actually laid the money at a casino or something.
No.
Yeah, I see. Just talk.
It seems like Jake and his people really know how to pick a fighter because
Yep. Sure does.
it's funny. As soon as the fight started, I was like, fuck. Woodley doesn't fucking go a lot. Like, even when he was in his prime, he really waits for that perfect shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the first round, I remember hearing Ariel saying, he's filling it out. It's his first professional boxing fight. And I'm like, no, he's not. This is how Woodley is frozen. He's been frozen for like 20 rounds.
We've seen the Woodley show.
He just waits.
Yep.
And then to know that there's a potential rematch really bums me out, because I was like, enough of this charade, because you're not getting Dana White to pay UFC fighters anymore, and Bellator fighters are not going to get any more. You're not making a difference, and you're not good enough. You know what I mean? And quite frankly, Tyron Woodley is how dare you do that to us as a mixed martial artist? Dude, fucking put it on the line. Like, just waiting so you don't get hit. You got hit. You were still standing. So why not fucking go for it? Why not teach this kid a lesson? Put him in deep water where he would have choked. Like Woodley under pressure versus Jake Paul under pressure. Are you fucking kidding me? But you didn't do it. Safety first. You're too fucking old. You don't have your little step anymore that gets inside on everybody. So you don't have anything anymore. And you don't risk anything. I could tell the number one thing he needed to do is not get knocked out by a YouTuber. That's what he really cared about. Not winning. It's just not going for it. It looked like Mayweather and Logan Paul. And I felt like I want to support these guys. I relate to these guys. I also feel like it's about time I stated I did this before them. All of it. Tattoo bet. Wow, that's fucking crazy. We had fights where people lost and got tattoos. That's fucking crazy. And then fighting MMA fighters. I did that way before you. And I didn't state that I was some fucking boxing master and that I was going to take out the roster. You're disrespectful. And then everyone loves that because Conor McGregor's a cunt. And now everybody wants to wants to follow dickheads.
Yep.
So if
Look at me, I'm Cunt Junior.
Yeah, cunt stock is very high these days.
Right? Like, oh, no, I totally knew what I was doing. I predicted I would knock him out because I'm one of the greatest fighters of all time. Anybody who can box And you know what? Like, even the talking shit on Woodley, like it would have been, there was a boxing announcer that was like, he would have landed a left hook after that if he had more boxing experience. Shut the fuck up. You're saying that extra punches get thrown if you're a boxer. Like, he didn't want to risk anything. He could have landed way more, but he didn't want to get hit. That was his main concern, which means he's the worst guy for a fight against this guy because Jake Paul's messy and he's not very good. Is he good for 3 years? Yes. He is not a very good boxer. He is messy. He drops his hands. He's not that fucking quick. He's super predictable. He doesn't have a crazy tank. When he did get pressured, he was in fucking trouble. In that one round where he got almost dropped, he was like, suck and win. And like, I could tell you talking to yourself, like, here we are. Here's the big test. I'm like, man, this is, and then Woodley let you go again. So it's not.
Yeah.
And then just the aftermath of tattoo and rematch, I was like, I'm not into combat sports for that. I'm into combat sports for real fights and real tests, and this is a circus. That was a bad fight. It was a bad fight on behalf of both of them. Mm-hmm. They both didn't do anything exciting, didn't go for it.
Yep.
And I thought, all this hype, they both get $2 million each, and I'm watching a steaming pile of shit fight. Because if you go and watch UFC Friday night fights, I guarantee you there's at least 6 or 7 guys in there that are going to put on a show where you go to the gym for the rest of your life. See if you can look like that dude. You won't. These dudes are the top of the line stuff. And I just felt like Woodley made MMA look bad because he didn't smoke him and all the regulars don't get it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of he picks people where they're 20 pounds lighter and just, it's really business smart, and I don't care about that. I care about combat sports entertainment, and I felt let down. I felt stupid that I watched it. I was like, like, no one's gonna call this dude out. It's not gonna happen either. He's gonna retire before anyone gets him. He's a mastermind.
Yeah, no, good for him, and that's all I kind of came away from it thinking was, I'm not surprised that it's a disappointing athletic event. I think that in large part, the YouTube phenomenon, I know I sound old, I don't care. What I'm about to say is true, is about creating the illusion that you're doing something really entertaining and hilarious and over the top when just making surprised faces when your friend jumps out of the fucking closet at you or something.
It's like influencers on Instagram, but now he's doing it in boxing. Like, he's got us all fooled. He's not good. Anybody in boxing knows his technique is amateur. Mm-hmm. It's good, but it's amateur.
Right, but I really did come away with a respect for the business, the entertainment hustle, with the way that he's navigated his opponents. Because that's 3 guys in a row where you say, okay,
this one was impressive.
You beat up some twerp. We met the kid, the YouTube kid. That's nothing.
He had no idea what was happening.
That's an Ellis Mania fight. Right. That's nothing. The next one, you go, oh, you're fighting a professional athlete. I know that you were a college athlete, but I've known some guys who played a little bit of basketball in college. They get fucking smoked by real basketball players.
Right, and this guy's legit. He won dunk contests. This guy's a proper high-level athlete.
And you
who never trained.
And you knocked him out, cold. And then Ben...
But he did it in really good fashion, too. Yeah.
And then Ben, Dana White says, I will bet you $1 million this is a non-event. If I had asked Dana White, okay,
he helped Jake Paul immensely with that comment.
But if you asked Dana White, okay, you'd bet $1 million for him. I know you're just talking out of your ass, but you really would bet $1 million on Ben Askren to lose this fight. You don't care if you lose $1 million. That's a different story. Well, what about if I told you Tyron Woodley is going to, if you asked him before the Ben Askren fight, Tyron Woodley is going to be next. How much would you bet on Tyron Woodley for that?
Another reason why I'm not the hugest fan of Dana White anymore, Woodley, sure, is annoying, sometimes does boring fights, but you always hated Woodley, and I feel like there's a dude, smiling Sam Alvey, who has lost, I think, like 6 straight.
Yeah.
And was not a contender when he lost the first of his 6 straight.
Not an intimidating man, smiling Sam Alvey. No.
He's not getting cut.
Right.
And then you got like homie that got beat this weekend, last weekend. Fucking black guy that's really good grappling guy, and he's like on the chopping block.
Yeah.
I'm like, that guy's a gatekeeper at least. Like, if you can beat him, you're a big name.
Yeah, there's always been people who are on Dana's good side and not on Dana's good side.
Yeah, but it's,
I just think
shades
that
of opinion.
it's everybody with an opinion was positive Ben would win easily, and everybody with an opinion was positive that Tyron Woodley would win easily. And there was only two ways that Jake Paul was going to come out of this looking good. One was to somehow amazingly become one of the greatest boxers on the face of the earth in a couple of years, and that was never going to happen. And the other one was to figure out a way to select opponents that he knew some combination of luck and skill, because he didn't know he was going to be Tyron Woodley. He didn't know that, but
it was one of those things where, you don't know that, but it's actually clearer to him that there's a bigger chance for him to win than it's clearer to most of us.
Exactly, precisely.
Because I think that there's an inside scoop of, if you're sparring really good boxers and they're like giving you good work, which means if you fuck up, they don't knock you out. They show you that there was a spot there and they could have landed it. And if you learn from it, you get better, faster. All good boxers in a boxing fight against the best MMA guy, they're going to get pieced up. It's kind of a crazy thing to, even as a guy that's fought MMA fighters, Jake Paul has made it even more apparent how bad they are, at boxing. And it's not bad because you don't box. It's so that's why I don't feel bad about saying it. It's bad because you're so good at MMA and you have so many things implanted in you, the way you stand. Like if you come off something and you're in trouble, you go back to your mixed martial arts stand, positioning, hand, looking to block in a mixed martial arts fashion, which means I don't think that a lot of these guys can step back and think he's only going to be striking with his hands in my body or my head. I think they're both like waiting for leg kicks and takedowns no matter what. Because imagine if it was just your whole life.
Yeah, you're defending shit that's never going to happen.
Right.
It can't happen.
Look, the amount of training that I had, it was about the same when I fought Gabe Rudiger. And Gabe Rudiger was in mixed martial arts for over 10 years. And I had been boxing for 3. And he was like, I saw you at Team Quest 3 years ago and you couldn't punch to save your fucking life. So I know I can call you and say, yeah, dude, talk shit on the radio and think I don't come to Vegas and knock your fucking ass out. And he was very confident. He had me fooled. But he was terrible compared to me. Like if he had got up, I could have killed him. Like he was that bad compared to me. And I go to the boxing gym the weekend before and everybody there beat me up. They're boxers. That's what happens. This dude had a WEC belt and I had my hands down. I was fucking sugar shaning this dude.
In 2021, talking about mental is finally a thing.
Finally.
And that's why we're so excited to be sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Jason, I've known you long enough. I can remember a time that you were resistant to therapy.
Yeah. I'm from where if you go to therapy, you're soft.
Right.
So, and then I realized that a lot of people that are real hard are real sad and lonely.
And it usually comes out sooner or later. Remember DMX crying on that reality show?
Yeah.
R.I.P. DMX. We thought he was the toughest dude there was.
He liked his mom a lot, right?
That's right. And he wanted her to say that she loved him.
And you know what? He would have got to the bottom of that a lot quicker if he had gone to BetterHelp.
Aren't we all a little bit like DMX, R.I.P.?
We're all the same, Michael. We all came from the same thing.
Yep.
We're all a piece of each other.
If you cut us, do we not bleed?
Same blood.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy. It's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can get started right away. You can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's maybe not what you think. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Jason Ellis Show listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Ellis. That's betterhelp.com/Ellis.
Blue Chew gets you hard. Yeah.
Oh. In case these two have not made it abundantly clear, this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Say it with us.
Blue Chew.
A unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form, and best of all, at a fraction of the cost. It's easy to order. It's hassle-free. It's not embarrassing. You don't need to go see a doctor. A fraction of the cost. What is not to love about BlueChew.com? Jason, you go there all the time.
I love boners, man, and they deliver every time. It's the future of bones.
That's right.
If you like boners, I don't understand. If you're not with us.
Yeah, if you're not down with
what's going-
boners, you're not down with us.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. You know what? Hey, maybe you hate boners. That's cool. Stay over there in your no boner lane. That's
Right.
fine. I got no beef with you. We could have lunch.
As for the rest of us, here's
Yeah.
a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Ellis at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Ellis to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew
Yeah.
for sponsoring the podcast.
Thanks, Blue Chew. So that tells me, sure, he's a bad guy. He's like a Ben Askren almost. Not as bad as Ben, but not known for not having great hands.
Yeah.
But I always felt like I had more respect for the better guys. Now I kind of don't. I feel like Jake Paul kind of exposed. I know Woodley's the worst guy for it, but man, it seemed like Woodley, when he did sting him and he was like, oh, I got you now, he got clipped. And when he got clipped, he backed off.
Yep.
He let him out just because he got cracked one time. And I'm like, where's the guy? Man, like there's MMA, there's UFC guys that maybe aren't as famous as Woodley that are just men, like the just guys that are, fighters still young, or it doesn't even matter about the age, still brutal. I feel like Woodley lost that brutality thing or that killing instinct. I get it. Like
he became a money weight.
Dude, that's why I don't want to hurt Luis J. Gomez. It's hard for me to picture if I get him on the ground, like, my best thing is cut him. You know what I mean? Like, cut his face until he starts to wiggle and then wring his fucking neck. Don't like squeeze him and try to like get like fucking, like hurt him because I don't want to lose.
I got a stupid question.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to
have
do
you.
that?
What do you mean?
Like in a fight, I don't know if it's like something that actually works to your benefit, but could you just straight up like a serial killer just fucking strangle somebody with your hands?
Oh, like
or do you have to put him in some sort of a choke?
No, it doesn't really work. If you're a good jiu-jitsu guy, that doesn't really work. But if you were a bad jiu-jitsu guy, like if I was fighting you and I got you on the ground, that's legal.
Yeah, the Homer chip.
yeah. Holy shit, that would be kind of disturbing to see in the ring.
Why, you little?
In the 90s, people got can openers on people.
Yeah.
Like where you grab the back of their neck and you force their chin into their chest and you start to feel like your back is getting ripped.
Oh yeah,
people
that
have
seems
been
unpleasant.
tapped. But now because of everybody's so wise to like jiu-jitsu defense that you're not going to get away with like these shitty chokes. Everybody knows they're like, oh, they can handle that now. Just like when people get caught in guillotines now. There used to be a time when UFC first started, when men got caught in that, they were like, I don't understand. And then now I'm asleep. Now, like all these wrestlers and black belt jiu-jitsu guys where they just they'll even do a fake gurgle so that you choke harder, so that you gas your arms out. And they're just sitting there going, dickhead. And then they turn around and beat the fuck out of you. So people weren't like that back then. There was only like a couple and their names were, Gracie.
Yeah.
So it was pretty apparent. If the guy had pajamas on and his name was Gracie, don't let him put his arms around your neck. That'd be a bad idea.
If his first name looked like it started with an R, but it actually started with an H.
What is that?
That guy get behind you.
As a half illiterate son of a bitch, what is that? That kills me.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing in Portuguese, or if it's just a Brazilian Portuguese thing.
Are noogies legal?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayhem did it to in his last UFC fight when he was winning. Fucking idiot. He was actually winning for a little bit against.
Was that the CB Dalloway
yes,
one?
Yes, it was, Michael. Yeah, MMA news.
Yeah. I watched that at a bar in Paso Robles. I remember it well.
He had CB Dalloway up against the cage and he gave him a fucking noogie on his head.
Noogie the Doberman.
Yeah. And then obviously at one point he was on his stomach while a dick face was smacking him on both sides of the head. And every time after he got hit in the head, Mayhem would put his head up and make it. And I was like, oh my God, you're about to get knocked unconscious and you're still performing. Like, defend yourself, then perform. And he buzzed him and then gave him a noogie and lost.
What about tickling?
Mm-hmm.
You tickle a guy?
As hard as you want.
Yeah. I mean, you got to watch it because MMA guys, not everybody, but some MMA guys are a little homophobic. So
yep.
because one time somebody kissed a guy and he got knocked out for it.
Yeah.
You see that?
No.
Yeah, one time, Wild Horse, what's his name? Wild Horse, something crazy horse or whatever guy, MMA guy, famous guy. He fought Brock Lesnar, the first guy that Brock fought in the UFC. He was in Pride, and the guy, when they faced off, the guy kissed him before the fight, and he just knocked him unconscious. And that, I don't think he gets the win for that either. I think he got disqualified.
That's a man's disqualification.
That's probably the only way I could
Yes,
win an
Michael.
MMA fight would be to kiss my opponent.
That's such a fucking flat earth comment. Fuck yeah. No, that's, yeah. Well, that's what you get when you
Yeah.
do that kind of stuff.
Give me a DQ t-shirt. I'll wear it every day.
Yeah, I ain't no
That's how you're gonna roll.
F-bomb. That's all I know.
That's
you
right.
know?
One quick thing, and we'll move on off the fight. It's obviously old news
People love fight talk.
by now, but does it make us think a little bit more highly of Conor McGregor that he, as an MMA fighter, did not completely embarrass himself fighting Floyd Mayweather, who admittedly was not really looking for a knockout himself?
That's the thing. Now I'm questioning everybody
I
that
know.
boxes these MMA guys because what the fuck? Why are you not wiping the floor with each other? Like,
So
what is this
terrible.
fucking even Stevens? People barely marked talking about rematches. Like, that's why boxing is not as popular as MMA these days,
No
because people get finished. You know, that's why bare knuckle is just skyrocketing, because a lot of times the job is done. There's no judge, there's no waiting. As great as it is, Floyd Mayweather is kind of responsible for the lamest combat sport technique ever, and that's avoiding blows. We don't like that. You know? We
Nobody does.
like Chuck Liddell, where he eats a shot and then he fucking smashes your face in and, you know, gets a Budweiser afterward. That's what we want. Speak English and get a bud and get hit and hit back. Don't get all technical. We
Yeah.
don't appreciate that.
Eat one to give one. That's
Yeah.
what we like.
Yeah, but, you know, later, if you got kids, because that's what happens, you get older and you get children, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, man, constantly hitting my brain on the ground and having the information of sweet science saying that that's bad and you might not remember your kids,
Yeah.
starts to make you think like you're being disrespectful by letting everybody punch you in the head all the time.
That's right.
And you're like, man, is my career really worth not knowing my children? Now you start to feel guilty about being this guy that everyone told you was the coolest thing to be. It's
No, I know.
confusing road.
You go to the gym and you find out you have a little bit of natural talent. You work your way up the ropes. You get some fights. You knock a guy out. You meet a girl after the fight, and she's like, "Oh my god, that was really amazing. We should totally have sex." And then you totally have sex with her, and it's amazing. And you're like, "This fighting thing, it works on all possible levels."
Yeah.
But then you have sex with her like 4 times, and she's like, "Maybe we should just go to a movie." And boom, you got a girlfriend.
Worst
and you're
thing ever.
fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, touch. Man, if only you were there 20 years ago, Michael, you could have saved my life.
And then you're just like, "Oh my god, I think I love this woman." You know, and maybe that's early CTE. We don't know. They can't test for
Probably is.
that
It
until
makes
after
more
you
sense
die.
that it's CT. I think.
You put a ring on her, you have some babies. The next thing you know, you're fucking dancing with Jake Paul for 8
My
rounds.
favorite thing is woman bashing jokes with my wife, who's like just right behind you in the show. Executive producer. I'm like, I know, right? Bitches, am I right? Like, man, they drive me crazy.
Are we right, Katie?
I mean, we're annoying. You're annoying. You're more annoying.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I thought it was
that
good-
took a turn. I thought I was going to get a hell yeah, brother.
I thought we were going to get worked. I felt like that was, she took responsibility. I don't know if you caught that, but on behalf of all women, she took some responsibility. I agree. I think that you are annoying, but we are more annoying. I think that's a fair statement. Because when we're annoying, it's like, it's really pushy, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like being mean to minorities. I mean, the minorities like, fuck you, cracker. And I'm like, yeah. That doesn't bum me out because no one did anything. I don't have some back thing in my mind where I'm like, you guys have always shitted on me. Fuck you. They do. It's kind of like, I feel like women have had way more of a track record of being pissed on and disrespected than us.
Oh, I would not disagree with that.
So when it comes to like, I'm fucking right, and I'm like, nah, I'm fucking right. It's like if you keep going and going and going, and I'm me, it's like, man, you've been right many times when you were wrong, and it's been documented. So maybe don't pound your rightness in too hard, because the ladies have not. They've been ripped off
Yeah.
for more recent times. Mac, well done.
That's right. We're talking about Mac Weldon, and I can't speak for the rest of you, but right now, Mac Weldon is very close to my heart. More specifically, very close to my private general butt area. That's right. What I'm trying to say here, I'm wearing very comfortable and stylish Mac Weldon underwear as we speak.
Balls to the wall, Michael.
That's right.
Yeah, I like their underwear. I like their t-shirts. I'm a guy that doesn't like t-shirts that do weird things after you wash them, and I'm pretty picky, and these guys have got it figured out.
They really do. And the website is so easy to navigate. You're busy, so stop thinking about what to wear and embrace the radically efficient Mac Weldon daily wear system for the ultimate lazy Sunday. Their Ace sweatshorts have modern tailoring and pair perfectly with their ultra soft, ultra upgraded Pima tees.
Sometimes they email me, Michael, and show me new things that they just had and recommend them, and it was that was a really good idea. I needed that. Thanks.
That's right. Buy some time this summer with the Mac Weldon daily wear system for 20% off. 20% off your first order. Visit macweldon.com/Ellis and enter promo code Ellis. That's macweldon.com/Ellis. Promo code Ellis. Thank you for 20% off Mac Weldon. Radically efficient wardrobing.
My bookie, they will let you get bets. Wait.
Really,
close enough.
really close, guys. Let me ask you a question. For the room, what do you like? Working hard for your money? Or do you guys like easy money?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of easy money, because sometimes hard money is hard to get.
It's so hard. So why not make it easy for yourself? Go to MyBookie and select the lock of the season. If either team in the NFL season opener scores a single point, you win the bet. That's as close to a sure thing as you are going to find. There hasn't been a 0-0 game, guys, in like 80 years in the NFL. That's why you go to mybookie.ag today. You use our promo code Ellis. You will instantly receive double your first deposit. Whatever you put in, you get double your funds. That way, you can double your winnings. They're also playing host to several other exclusive contests, including their $100,000 super contest that costs $10 to enter. It's like nothing.
Can I put in like 1,000 instead of 10?
You can do whatever you want. Just make sure you use promo code Ellis to receive double your first deposit and get started with MyBookie today at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
I don't know what it was like in the caveman era.
Not great.
You think that women was bad? It was bad to be a woman when you're a cave woman?
I think what it simply comes down to is in a world where strength has a ton of value.
Oh, yeah.
Women got, I was going to say bitch slapped. I'm sorry. I meant that metaphorically. But unfortunately, sometimes I
think there was bitch slaps
of course
in caveman era. For
There's
sure.
no doubt about that. And then, but now we're living in a world where your brains mean more. And now it's a level playing field.
Right. A lot of strong ladies out there.
I support them.
I don't know if you've seen those, but
I
think
love
you
female
sent me one
comics.
account. What was the glutes account on Instagram you sent me?
Glutes?
Is that what you did?
Do you follow?
Did you not,
I don't think I
you didn't-
follow glutes.
You didn't recommend me following some ass. It's just old ladies' asses.
No. My Instagram thing is I'm constantly being shown pussy wedgies and asses.
Yeah, and you sent me one. You sent me an account. Yeah, you sent me an account because you were talking about it, and then you sent me an account, and I started following it. And I think it's tremendous. Because it's mainly power butts.
Yeah.
So it's like
Right.
chicks with insane, that inner muscle, like weird.
But when they have like walnut asses?
Yeah, it's very impressive to me.
Vice wedgies.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the gay. I don't know, but I just am like, I don't think man, I not necessarily want to have sex with her. I just am super impressed because I feel like now that I have a lot of friends that are either older and on testosterone replacement or are trans and now on testosterone and they were once born a woman and now they're them or hims. And their body transformation. The guy that we had on this podcast that was,
Patricio Manuel,
Pat, that was like, he's like, yeah, when I started doing tea, my boxing was fucking awesome. And I'm like, well, there's So I'm always impressed these days when I see girls where I'm like, I never seen a guy's ass like that. That sounded gay as fuck. You know what I mean? I've never seen a muscly guy, because muscly guys will show you their back muscles when they pose. You know, they got like the Speedo on and they're...
No, they love it.
Yeah. But the girls lately are, even the CrossFit girls, there's girls out there with the body shape that I don't recall seeing in the 90s. And there's lots of them now. Bigger, like real big, heavier girls that also have six packs somehow that sprint and fucking throw logs over their head. I'm like, what? I started following a couple of them. They got like millions of followers, and they're competitors in CrossFit World Championship. Seems pretty serious. Seems like a real job. Seems like later on retire, have a workout company like Matt Vincent.
Yeah.
He has like this, by the way, sickest, I got him on right now. His company has the sickest pants, sickest shorts I've ever had in my life. Like,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. I would just keep, I've got 3 pairs of these, and so I can't wear them every day. But if I had 7, this is kind of what I'd be doing.
Do they sell performance kilts?
No, and I'm sure he'll appreciate that comment, but I don't think he's got that out there yet. But yeah, all the stuff I got a gym bag that they made too. That, what's the company called? It's Hate, right?
Hate.
Yeah, it's really good. It's got, how's it spelled?
HVIII.
Yeah.
That's his podcast too, right? Or it was, if memory serves.
Oh yeah, that's the name of his. He gets, I don't know his actual deal, but I follow him and his girlfriend, and they are in the Netherlands and in the fucking Alps, and they're camping and grabbing logs, and then next thing you know, they're in the gym fucking benching racks of God knows. It seems like a pretty fucking awesome life. Like, as I get older, and obviously pandemic things and not wanting to fly, but it just seeing his lifestyle, because the more older I get, the more I would like to get away from everything. And I'm like, man, he lives that.
Yeah.
He's like in business, got a great clothing line, hustle, and then buy. And that seems to be kind of a job to him. Like, he'll post, here I am lifting rocks with my girlfriend, and we've got our Hate gear on, and don't forget this supplement. And I'm like, man, I feel like it's like a vacation life. You know, if you can get a job where I'm not working.
Yes.
I feel like Matt is like somebody that I aspire to be like, which is funny because he sent me videos and said that I've inspired him several times. He sent me something on him about, you guys probably wouldn't like it, but his knee surgery, his surgery drama, he made a little documentary thing about it. He sent it to me. He's had like 25 knee surgeries.
I could see that, unfortunately.
And heartbreaking, not working ones over and over. Like a really ridiculous. Halfway through it, I was like, "Oh, get the fuck out!" Just maybe you gotta move on. Like, talk about hurting your ankle or something, because this is insane. Like, your knee injuries are insane.
Might be time for a peg leg.
But he made it. Now he's all that shit. Just shows you, like, you never give up. This guy is an inspirational story of. The most, I'm friends with Danny Way. This guy's, that's the most knee surgery story I've ever heard in my life. I can't remember, I lost count, but we're talking 20. I'm not, I exaggerate, but
no, I know.
I believe that it's like 20 full unconscious wake up knee surgeries.
It's just amazing that they can get you back to a place where you're functional at all. I just always picture that every time you get a surgery, you're a little bit weaker, and at a certain point, you become like Frankenstein, where if you tug hard enough, like the arm will just come off.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's so much new stuff out there that can really heal people.
Obviously,
the PRPs to the stem cell. I had a FaceTime in Utah this weekend with Bioaccelerator in Colombia, and they said, because I'm getting my knees worked on, so I've got to get MRIs and everything, but double knees, my right ankle, and she said, you're not going to get your left ankle? I was like, I got it last time I was there, and it works so good that it makes my right ankle sore. That's why I want to get right one. She goes, well, it's not a bad idea to always touch it up, to keep things maintained. So we can quite easily do the left as well if you'd like. And I said, yeah, because this is millions of stem cells. It's so expensive, and they are going to take care of it. So it's like this gift of, it's like someone saying, hey, why don't you just drive this Mercedes-Benz for a while? Which I have a story about that happened. But yeah, it's the same as, they're like, hey, why don't I just completely fix your limb for free? And then, of course, I heard Danny and Steve-O did it on their faces, so I brought that up. And they were like,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, you get stem cells stabbed into your face, and it refreshes your face, mate.
Does that make
Oh,
you
really?
chew harder?
No, it's on the outside. They don't put it like in behind your skull into the
So it's
muscle.
almost like it's like
a
a
skin. It's a what is it called?
Botoxy?
Narcissistic- Yeah, but Botox deadens nerves or something. This just revives your skin.
oh.
So I've
So it's not bad for you.
seen the trailer for the new Jackass movie any number of times. Did Steve-O get it before he filmed that? I'm guessing he would have.
I don't know. I think no, because he only did Bar Accelerator the other day with Danny,
So is it?
and Danny looks better because I saw him on the 9 Club.
Yeah.
Good podcast, by the way. I'm sure no one will ever tell them, but he did a really good interview on the 9 Club the other day. And when I watched it, he does, because he was wear and tearing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And he does look better.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah. He's a good person to try it on because he's one of those people that he's not that old. I think he's 47, but the miles that this guy has put on his body, you can see it in his face. Like
Yes.
his body from just painkiller surgery hell. Man, I knew, but his story is he sounds like a guy that's been in several wars.
That's right.
And lost a lot.
Oh, Jesus.
My impression
So bad.
of him when I met him at X Games in 2006, 15 years ago, was already that I was talking to like a weird kind of like action sports John Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird, because obviously he had a lot of times where when he was hot shit, he's very neglectful of people because he's in his own head so much. If you can understand that, then it's less offensive, but it's also, look, you've got a bit of a disability, but you won't accept it. You never say sorry for it, and it's a little like he'll the amount of friends that I have that are good friends with him that he has ditched them to have a meeting. It's insane. He is, I'm assuming, like Axl Rose. Like, tomorrow, biggest meeting of your life. See you there, 10 a.m. Yeah, fuck it, for sure. Not one time, all the time, to all of us. Photo shoot. This is for the cover of some shit, so be there at fucking, yeah, for sure. No. And then it's, where are you? Oh, fuck. Suck a butt, because I do this. I've been
Oh shit! I'm really sorry. I forgot, and I'm also still not coming.
And I'm not, but no, he doesn't say
Except
I'm
for the
sorry.
sorry, yeah.
He's
Right.
not, I'm not
Right.
sorry, and I'm not coming. That's, what I mean? So when things are different and you're older and people are not going to take that shit,
Yeah.
there's rude awakenings coming for that.
And the later they come, the ruder they tend to be. But hopefully we all get them sooner or later because
wow.
most of us could use one. So far, I think I've managed to keep my shirt over my tum-tum for the entire show, which is already...
you were doing that last week. What's your
rapid-
fucking deal?
I wasn't doing it on purpose. I wasn't
What, you
aware
get
that I
fat
was
or
doing
something,
it.
or you just got a bad posture?
Well, I don't think I'm fat. It must be the posture thing. Yeah, I noticed that. I was going through the show and I could see... I'm sorry if I made everybody want me watching last
No,
week's
that's
show.
for sure what I was thinking. Yeah, stop that, Michael. You don't feel the breeze on your tum-tum?
Oh, see, I do...
Because I would notice that if my belly came out the bottom.
I do, if I'm very, very casual at my house, I will just kind of let my tummy come out.
That's what it is. That's your Al Bundy.
Yeah,
and then when
pretty
you
much.
get comfortable, you start to do it at work.
I guess so.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But I didn't have it up as much as I do.
Wait, you do that when you go home? You do that?
I catch myself doing it. I couldn't tell
What's
you.
that? You just like feel a little bit cooler with it out, like you're cooling yourself, or
There's no, I don't know. There is no reason. There's no part of me that's like, boy, I'm a little
did your
warm
dad do that?
right here. No, not at
You're
all.
the inventor of that.
Absolutely positive.
Pretty. So I kind of like it. Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, that happens to me.
Wait, you fucking sit there doing the same pose?
I would be more like laying. If I'm laying on the couch watching TV, I'll just catch myself. I'm like,
Okay,
why did I pull my shirt up?
Now I need
Why did
confirmation.
I expose my midriff?
When this show comes out, man, what the fuck, midriff? You guys got to DM me and tell me, oh, yeah, I do that all the time, too. Because I feel like maybe that's a thing, guys. Because I know that Al Bundy, putting his hands down the pants when I feel like I've definitely had my hand down the front of my pants at home and felt comfortable.
Sure, I'll cop a crotch.
Yeah, but just the t-shirt up a little bit to just expose my little bit of belly at the bottom.
Well, it happens to me
I
by
don't-
accident.
Because you're fat.
Yeah. And sometimes, when I'm at
Shit
home,
t-shirts.
I'll get in a much more comfortable position than I'm in now. And sometimes I don't even notice it until I hear my girlfriend do like a Marge Simpson giggle. She'll be like, hee hee hee. And then I look down and I'm like, shit.
It's kind of like that. I don't know when it started. I don't know how often I do it. It is so totally unconscious.
It's like you can't feel your gut. Is that like when a titty comes out and girls don't put their titty in until someone tells them because they didn't know their titty came out?
Except that I have to voluntarily take my shirt, pull my shirt up. If I lived by myself, I don't even know if I would know that I do it.
Katie, have you ever had your boob come out and you didn't know?
I'm pretty sure that's happened before.
Right.
Like the side of the titty can migrate out
Right.
if you have a tank top on.
Do you think it's maybe
Which way's
because
the beach?
it's your fat? Oh my God, Michael. I guess we're itching for jokes. It's sky's the limit. We got to go for it. Good
I
for
think
you,
sometimes
Michael.
my titty will sometimes come out of a tank top.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm getting at. It seems like the fat can escape and there's less nerves in your fat
Maybe.
and you don't catch it. Because, I'd feel like if my sock goes down, I would feel it. If my pant leg goes up or my shirt sleeve goes up, but I don't. I got a little bit of a belly. I don't know if it come. I don't know. Maybe it has come out and I didn't know.
Does your dick ever sometimes plop out of that stupid boxer dick hole?
Back in the day, for sure, and I didn't know. I did that. I told you the slam I did in that Tony Hawk demo when I didn't wear underwear, and when I slammed on the ground, my shorts ripped right in the where the seams all connect. That ripped
the
open,
grundle.
and my dick was out on the ramp. And I remember because I was sitting on my butt with my legs open, and I looked down, and I was like, "Oh my!" and did the like shove thing and fucking pulled my shorts, got my dick back in, but. For 2 seconds, I didn't know my dick was lying on the ramp next to me.
You pulled a Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was as glamorous. I don't know. Maybe it was. I wasn't doing bad because usually my dick's pretty small when I skate because everything starts to kind of come up towards me for impact reasons. Like they brace for all that stuff. But maybe it was just the way the shorts kind of like pulled everything back. But it wasn't a bad day for me. Like if it was a day where it was like all the girls are going to see your dick right now when it comes out of your pants, I would have been like, this is definitely one of my better days. I
don't think a lot of women know about good and bad dick days.
Yeah. Oh,
sport dick's a thing.
Yeah. I wonder. That would always kind of be a bit embarrassing to me. In the end, I did wear boxer shorts because if I did skate with no underwear, my dick's kind of fat, so my balls would just shove my dick up, and I'd be a bit of a. It's just super apparent that my fucking dick is. Like a couple of skateboarders have brought it up before. Like, whoa, dude, what are you chubbing up? And I'm like, no, I'm not chubbing up. What the? And I'm like, oh, that is a thing. And I'm like, oh, that's not a fucking. That's a stupid look. I wouldn't be a lycra pant guy. Like that would not work for me. It'd be inappropriate.
Yeah.
So I've felt, and then. I think maybe it was if you land low when you take off and you land, but you don't get the top bit, you land at the bottom of the ramp. Sometimes when you hit your knees to slide, your balls do I don't know if it hits your leg or it just pulls from when you land, but it's like getting punched in the dick sometimes.
Yeah, your balls catch some G's.
It's like that thing that was on bosses' desks in the 80s of those.
Yeah, why
those metal balls?
People don't do that anymore, huh?
Nah, I think they're over that. And those pin things that you put on your face. Remember that?
Oh no, you're supposed to put your hand in it, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah, the pin thing where you push your hands in and then it does the print of your hand.
Oh yeah. You got to put your dick in that.
Right.
I never put my dick in one of those. What a waste.
Oh, you must.
Yeah.
And then they had the balls that you twirl the two balls, the two phantasm balls.
Supposed to like meditate by twisting balls in your hand.
Right. And then they had the little
I got those.
sand that you can rake.
Yeah, little Zen garden.
I've been given those before.
Yeah.
People are always trying to get me to relax.
It's
you
funny.
should have like taken advantage of your pants splitting open and done like a big air grab trick and then have that photo end up in Thrasher of you just like grabbing your board and your dick and balls are hanging out of your split pants.
My dick was in the photo. I think they blurred it out or whatever, but it happened to me. I think it might have happened to Birdman too, but there was a Japan Air or some shit and with no underwear, and the photo goes up the pant leg. You can see your dick fucking like, hey, buddy. And because it's a skateboard magazine, I've had a photographer go, hey, just so you know, I had to blur out your fucking Johnson on that Japan Air and for that photo. And
that was like, my Johnson Air.
Yeah. So that's not like that's happened several times in skateboarding because people that freeball, there's an angle for a photographer. If you're above them, it kind of goes right up there.
Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made that if you're not in like Aerosmith, you should probably wear underwear.
Yeah, look, if you don't like it,
Yeah.
then great. I just feel like if you're doing stuff, it's kind of like, have you ever ran naked? It's pretty ridiculous what your dick and balls do.
I ran with a boner yesterday. Or not yesterday,
not
the
for
other
very
day.
long though, right?
Did the cops
No.
catch you?
It is not pleasant. Running with a boner sucks, and I'm surprised it took me 39 years to figure that out.
I could see how it would take that long. Why? Can I
Treadmill?
ask who was after you?
Nobody. I did jerk off. And then I sometimes try to put a little too much effort into maximizing my time. So when I got done jerking off, I ran out into the living room to turn the TV on, and I still had a boner, and it was like flap, 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 and like you said, it was kind of punching. My dick was punching my nuts.
Wait, when you say maximizing your time and you ran out having finished to turn the TV on, does that mean that you didn't want to, there wasn't a moment to waste for you to get back to watching television after you jerked off?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's maximizing your time.
I would not have said that.
Yeah, I
You're
should
saying
keep my
as soon
fucking
as
mouth
you-
shut a lot of times.
Yeah, I get that, dude. I think that's why we're both on the same show. We're just like, fuck. And then sometimes people go, yeah, that was entertaining. I'm like, good. Slightly embarrassing, but good. Yeah, that's a weird. So you're saying as soon as you jizz, you were like, oh, television.
Yeah, I got excited. I was like, ooh,
About
TV.
A show?
And yeah. Well, actually, I was going back to play video games.
Wow. Just when you think it can't get worse.
Man. Well, at least
know
he's
what?
not single.
You had a busy day.
Be better. Imagine if he was single and he just said that.
At least he's not masturbating while he's playing video games.
Wait, are you fucking a lot and then not and still jerking off?
I jerk off way
I thought
less.
you guys were pounding it out like pound crazy.
We do, but we pretty much only hang out on the weekends for the most part.
Oh,
I
so
see.
during the week, I get that. I jerked off, I think 4 or 5 times on Saturday. I told Katie just because I was in Utah.
When in Rome.
The high altitude gives you boners.
I guess I just was handling myself every time I was in the hotel room. I was like, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, something about hotel rooms, though.
Man, they don't have a cleaner. They're not allowed to come in the room. So I didn't get no towels. And the altitude's crazier. So I was drinking tons of water. And then my trash cans were full of empty water bottles. Not enough trash to handle my liquid intake. So I've got water bottles all around the floor. I got my skateboard gear in one corner, my fight gear in another corner. I got towels hanging over other stuff to make sure that I have dry towels for when I have a shower because I'm jerking off 4 times a day. Got to dry myself. And then I got Jurassic Park constantly playing or Spider-Man because there's only one channel in Utah television that had movies and they're really hyped on Jurassic Park and Spider-Man right now. So I watched Spider-Man. And then I watched some other dude that his Spider-Man, and then that dude like in the sequel of his Spider-Man. I watched 2 kids that I didn't even know were Spider-Man.
So not Tobey Maguire, obviously.
Nah, these other dudes, and they fucking suck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like little nerd bitches.
I know the one new kid.
I
Is
guess
there
he's supposed to be.
another new kid?
Yeah, there was one guy that was in that Hacksaw Ridge. He was
Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield. Yeah, he
was
did 2 movies.
Yeah, his head's too big on the back.
Oh.
He's got like a little face and a huge head.
You said you needed to dry off after you jerk off. Does that mean you shower after you jerk off?
I jerk off in the shower.
Oh, I see.
Because I didn't want to jizz on the bed because I don't want anything to happen on the bed because that was like where I ate my food and sat and watched the TV. Like it was kind of my only spot.
Yeah, don't
Every
jizz where
other-
you eat.
Yeah, you don't want
couch-
to sit in your own jizz while eating a sandwich.
Right. The couch had all my skate and clothes. I mean, it had all my. I didn't. In the end, it was not much room, and it was starting to get a little closh. I needed to get out of there. The altitude really drove me out, dude. I get there. These dudes from Pivot give me a BMW i8, which I would love to have one of those cars, battery car, but it's got Lamborghini doors. It's a really fun car to drive. And then they go, yeah, tomorrow meet us at the gym, 7:30. I'm like, oh man, 7:30. Okay, here's what it is. I get there and it's like workout, kettlebell squats and all this. And I'm like, man, I'm going to skate today. And then I think it was, I don't know how many I'd done, but when I started to squat, I felt like a burn where I'm like, oh, man, that's going to stop me from skating good today. Oh, wait, we're doing leg day. Can't do leg day and skate same day.
Skating
No.
is leg day.
Yeah, and not realizing the altitude. At one point, I did finish these squats, and I'm talking to the owner of the gym.
You got a boner?
And no, I wish, dude. Instead, I went, and I felt like I was going to faint. And I'm like, oh man, I sit down, and because of my heart condition, it starts to give me a bit of a panic attack because I'm thinking, fuck, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, okay, altitude, working out when you just got here, maybe it's that. And then they're like, we're going to do some jiu-jitsu. We got a bunch of guys that are going to roll with you. And I was like, oh, no. But I explained to those guys that I had a fight and that I already tore my knee. So please don't, do anything crazy. And they were all very respectful. And I got a good roll with them all, which that part was fun. I like, because it's combat. I'm into it. I'm not into like CrossFit squats. I was like, man, I don't want to do this. So then I did all that. Then I was on a podcast, damn it. I forgot their name, but they're a giant podcast, snowboarders, pro snowboarders. Man, I really should know that. I feel so bad. Sorry, guys. I'll mention you next time. Really friendly dudes, really professional, fucking good podcast that I don't really know what's happening.
Is it the Bomb Hole?
Thank you, Katie. So I believe it's Bomb Hole, but they're really big in snowboarding, and Sal Masakela knows them really well. Todd Richards knows them really well. Dingo knows them really well, to the point where when I'm on the show, those three guys have messages for me and a question. And Todd Richards had a good question. Sal was said some stuff that was super, it made me cry. He was really, really nice and talking about how I've gone through all this shit or whatever. So I put my sunglasses on. So it's almost like this is your life kind of shit happening to me. These guys are super pro. I thought I was going to fight around with a couple of snowboarders and get the fuck out, but it was like a proper interview. These guys were really good, did a great show, and made me talk about a lot of stuff. And so then from that, bum rush to the hotel room, jump in the shower, jerk off, then go to the ramp to skate with the girls, because I found out on Friday, I thought I was going there to be the announcer of the Legends demo for Tony Hawk's Vert Alert that happened the other day.
Yes.
A couple weekends.
Mm-hmm.
They tell me when I get there that I'm the announcer of the entire event.
Whoa.
And I go, wait, I don't know all the new guys. So I want to do that. I was like, I just don't want to let anybody down and say their name incorrectly. And I'm old and I've been out for a while. So a lot of these kids don't even know who the fuck I am. I don't ever, I'm not sure if they know I ever skated. So I went and skated with the girls and tried to hang out with them, and fucking awesome people, man. And shredders. There's chicks I never heard of just doing stuff girls didn't do 10 years ago. Don't know what happened, but something clicked because they're all good. So I did that, and then I announced the Legends demo. Then I had to get up at 9 a.m., do the girls contest, then the guys contest, then after party with Tony Hawk. So by Saturday night, I go to bed and I wake up on Sunday trashed, dehydrated. I keep drinking water, keep pissing, face is all puffy. I didn't do anything, just Utah. And then I drove out to Ken Block's house and had dinner with him Sunday night, just drinking water and peeing.
I get that.
Dinner the whole time. I was like, I got to get back to California, sea level quickly.
Right. I understand phantom hangovers. I had one for a brief moment on a Sunday morning where I just woke up and I was like, oh man, why did I? Oh yeah, I didn't do a goddamn thing. I'm just old. And secondly, the altitude thing is not a joke. Of course it's not a joke. There's a reason why fighters go to Mexico City a fucking month before they fight people there.
It makes a huge difference.
You never know how it is. To me, altitude is a lot like seasickness. Some people get it all the time, and some people will never get it, I guess. But a lot of people, it's just fucking luck of the draw. You go on a boat 10 times and get seasick 3 times. I went to one winter, I went to, Colorado, Aspen, that shit, 3 or 4 times. And just one time, I got pretty legitimately ill. I've heard Dingo say that he randomly has gotten it.
Right.
And it's literally his Twitter is to live in the snow.
Right. So that was because Sunday I was in this room. I remember they don't have room service during the day. And I felt like I was lifting weights by putting my pants on and going down the street and getting food. I was like, I am fucking fried in this altitude. So I got a fan that went completely crazy on me at the contest.
I may have heard from that guy.
It wouldn't surprise me. It was really crazy. Somebody said, lots of people said you're in Utah, like we should hang out. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm at the contest. Come down, take a photo. No worries. I'm there. As I said, very busy day on Friday. I'm feeling faint. Oh, that's the other thing. I forgot to eat because of all the things I did. So now I think by about 5 o'clock is when I started eating. So I did all that. And all I'd done is drink water and coffee. And then I missed because I'd done so many things. I wasn't hungry. I kept working out. So right after I work out, I don't feel like I want to eat. And I'd done several things. So then I sit down. I'm a bit panicky because I feel a bit faint. And there's a crowd behind me and someone's like, Ellis. And I'm like, hey. And it's some dude with sunglasses, got his little daughter with him. And he's like, hey, man. I'm like, hey, man. And then he looked away and I was like, ah. And then I was like, oh, it's getting harder when you go in the shade. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess that guy is a fan, listens to the show, he's on Patreon or whatever. And I didn't catch that all the other DMs. It was, we should hang out and smoke weed. And look, I love to hang out. I'm not going to smoke weed at the Tony Hawk Vert Alert in the parking lot or anywhere near anyone. I'm not going to bring marijuana to... I'm not doing that. So I appreciate it, and I'm not going to leave to go somewhere in your car to smoke weed. I'm fucking 50, man. Like it's
just not the time or the place.
It's never going to be. Even if it was out the front of my house right now, I'm not doing that. That's a weird thing to do. Say what's up, and that's kind of it. I felt like I sensed that it was a little asking a lot and kind of expecting it a little bit. But I didn't really think much of it, and I definitely didn't recognize him when I said hello. I just thought it was a guy that said my name, so he recognized me. But I go to the phone after the demo, and he's fucking all the shit flipping out, saying I canceled everything. And I noticed nobody was there for you anyway, and I'm like, wow, just bashing me. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are or what you're talking about. And I totally recall today, and I did not disrespect anybody. I never do. So that's you're lying. So then he sends a photo of me and a photo of himself. And I'm like, yep, I know that face. I said hello. You said hello back. You looked away. I went about my business. I don't know what else you wanted me to do. And voice messages back and forth and just this whole, and then it was like, we smoke weed in your BMW. Fuck those guys that gave you the BMW. And I'm like, what? I think maybe he might have been intoxicated. That is my best bet, because it just seemed he's doing voice messages where he's droning on, and it just seemed like, you and I should be friends because we're the same age, and we should disrespect all these people that are giving you stuff. Because I was like, I don't understand why I'd be mean to the guys from Pivot, where some guy that owns a BMW i8 loaned it to me to drive around for on the weekend. Like all the skaters were like, fuck, dude, look at your car. I'm like, it's not my car, dude. Like, somebody lent me this car. It's an amazing car. You don't hotbox someone's car. Like, it's a weird thing to think that I would even want to partake in this.
Yeah, particularly in an aggressive manner towards them.
Yeah. So as much as I love people that love the show, I also feel like, you get what you expect with me. I'm like this off and on. If you're out of line, I'll tell you you're out of line. I don't care. Don't follow me. Don't buy anything. You think at this point I give a fuck about popularity? I mean, I love being cool, but it's over. I've accepted that. I suck in dicks, man. Like, I am not cool. Never going to be cool anymore. You're never all going to like me.
I don't know. That belt says you're a champion, so.
Of sucking dicks. No. Sorry.
We've been talking a lot about masturbating. I wanted to pass along the story.
That's my new belt I'm going to make for the next one, Michael.
I get...
No one will even challenge me.
No, yeah, exactly. Undisputed.
Come on, Lewis.
We see so many stories of public masturbation and sexy public masturbation, and check out this chick, she was caught doing whatever, and it's always... and then they found the gigantic Ziploc bag of meth up her asshole. It's usually that sounds fine on paper, but this sounds like it was actually kind of a sad display if you were there in person. I don't see the catch with a woman who was arrested for masturbating with a vibrator on a Georgia beach this past weekend. So
how packed was the beach?
Well, people saw her.
That's bad.
Yeah, it is. Oh, no. I'm not saying that what she did is cool, but she basically seems like she wanted to masturbate really bad. And in her defense, she said, A, I didn't think anybody could see me. And B, she didn't think anybody could see the vibrator. And C, she said, but it only takes me like 20 seconds to orgasm.
I mean, fair point.
I mean, if she really masturbated for 20 seconds, you are a Karen for getting that reported because you were pretty quick.
If they could hear her moaning.
She moaned?
That's what the witnesses say.
Okay, that now I don't believe. Now I'm with the witnesses. Like,
Oh, vibrator.
whoa, dropping loads. Like you can't do that at the beach.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking nut. Girls always say that when they choose.
And in similarly sexy news, venomous sea snakes have been observed in the wild, putting the moves on scuba divers.
What do you mean? Like sucking them off?
I think it most often takes. Well, first of all, if you understand the habits of these animals, you know when they're doing like a mating approach. But I think even to the untrained eye, when they coil themselves around scuba divers' legs.
Yeah, that means they want to bone them.
Yeah.
What's going on? Who's not fucking the snakes? Why are they so horny?
Lady
Oh,
snakes.
no.
Hmm?
Is it because of the ecstasy in the sea?
No, it has nothing to do with that. This is there's only, all of the, just like other animal populations, the male ones are doing their little dance for the lady ones, and some of them get lucky and some of them don't. And it seems like the venomous sea snakes are treating male scuba divers as the last chance dance. They observe these guys, and when I say guys, I mean sea snakes, venomous sea snakes, striking out with ladies, and then as a consolation prize going over to male scuba divers and trying to get up on them.
Let's say one of these divers goes for it.
Yeah.
And fucks
Well, what does
the
that mean?
snake.
What does that mean? Goes for it.
Well, the snake obviously wants to get fucked, right?
Yeah.
Right. So let's say.
let's just say you want to fuck
the
a sea snake. How are you going to do that?
Let's say the snake wants to have sexual relations with the diver.
Yeah.
And the diver, because just in an imaginary world, the diver is like, oh yeah, I'm totally into sea snakes.
I'm your huckleberry.
So the sea snake does it right there and then. Like, what does the sea snake really want, and how does she want it given to her by the diver?
I think this is man on man. This is male sea snakes.
Oh.
Yeah, as I say, they've been rejected by the females. The females have
Oh.
made their selections, and these are the guys who didn't make the sea snake sexual
Oh
cut.
no! So this is like jail snake sex,
These are gay, venomous sea snakes.
but they're gay for
humans.
they're gay because they're in prison with no women.
That's right.
So it's kind of like prison snake sex.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's say that everybody works it out, and the diver does fuck the sea snake.
Yeah, but you keep saying that. What does that mean?
you jizz and you put it in the little pouch where
It's a
he's
guy. Yeah.
I was always assuming you
Well,
were
wait, do
referring.
you have a sea snake poo baby? Half man, half snake, half shit.
If
Wait. I don't do math well. Quarter, you know what I mean? Do those
Right.
things. 3 different things.
Yeah.
Third scuba, third snake, third turd.
You're a snake man poo baby.
Yeah.
Snake man poo baby. Is he to be feared, or is he like one of those cow baby people where they don't live very long?
I'm going to worship him, but I'm not going to fear him.
He might
Right.
have the intelligence of the man, but the poisonous swimming abilities of the sea snake.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like poo is not bringing,
And the scent of a poo?
is not bringing a whole lot to the
Okay,
table.
okay, but the fact still remains he was made in an anus.
If you're assuming.
Yeah, let's
How else could this work?
Look, we're
Right.
just trying to make a show work here. Let's
Yeah.
say that you could impregnate a man snake by a human man's jizz.
You're assuming that the snake is the one who's carrying the snake man poo baby to term.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot more room in a man's
okay,
anus.
then you're probably right. Let's say the snake jizzes in the diver's anus.
Yes.
And the diver
Conceives.
shits out a baby man snake.
Right.
That is probably more feared because that's going to be bigger. It's
Way
kind of
bigger.
like when the alien shoots a weird egg into a human. It makes a bigger baby, bigger alien.
Even if you split the difference between these sea snakes and people, the sea snakes themselves, I think, are a couple feet long.
Right. So this is going to be like an anaconda of sea snakes that will have arms and the intelligence of a diver who takes it by snakes.
And it's poisonous.
and gay.
Is it jizz poisonous?
Yeah, no, it shoots shit out of its fangs, so it gives you shit blood poisoning.
Because if it just swims up to your leg and starts dry humping you like a dog,
Yeah,
and you let it finish,
Yeah.
and it just comes on your swimsuit,
Well, that's
or
different.
scuba suit.
you can't make babies out of a swimsuit. You have to come in their bum.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think
have you
we
not
need
been
to talk to
listening?
you about
Yeah.
how babies are made.
Yeah, human snake poo babies
Yeah,
can
you
only
pee
be
in a
made.
butt, and then a baby comes
It
out.
can only be made in the anus, not in the crack of a wetsuit. I hope you all learned something today, ladies and gentlemen, and also at the same time, you're welcome.
Yes. I don't think I did, but it was worth a shot.
No. Well, bless your heart for still being here, Michael.
Yep. Plenty more where this came from.
Good.
4 times as much show as this show every single stinking week at patreon.com/EllisMate.
Are you saying the show's ending?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I'm terrified.
I know. Where do we go from here?
I don't know.
I have to eat a sandwich and it is freaking me out.
Oh, no.
What do we do? Does Kevin have to do the outro?
Acapella.
With my armpit farts?
I got it.
Thank God.
Yeah, so patreon.com/EllisMate. We would appreciate it if you came over there and joined us. Don't die. Oh, wait.
Boing, 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 boing.
If you want more Jason Ellis show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Big fat boy.